recently, a mysterious and extremely dangerous plague has broken out. The population is claiming that God is punishing them for their sins, or that the Jewish population is causing it.
What most people believe is that a pathogen called Yersinia pestis is responsible for this epidemic. Yersinia pestis involves fleas on rats that infect the rats, and once the rats die, they move on to us humans.
The steps of the progression of symptoms of this epidemic are: number 1, the victim develops painful swelling called buboes in the areas of the groin, neck, and armpits.
Number 2, vomiting and painful fever.
3, the victim develops blotches all over his or her body.
4, the bacteria will attack the nervous system, which will cause spasms or uncontrollable shaking with the possibility of a fit.
5, there is a 50-50 chance that the buboes will pop. If black pus comes out of the buboes, the victim will live.
If no black pus comes out of the buboes, then the victim will die. Treatments have been butter, onion, garlic, arsenic, lily root, and even dried toad. Piles and piles of dead bodies are picked up by carts daily. This shows that these cures aren't very effective, so we don't know if our world will survive. When we find a cure, we will let you know.
Now to you, Cameron and Jordan, to talk about recent crimes and housing in our community.
Last night, a team of thieves killed a man and stole all his money. One of them was fortunate enough to have a trial by ordeal in which he was thrown into the deepest well of the city. Unfortunately for him, the water rejected him and he was found guilty of his crime. As for his partner in crime who murdered the man, was put in a trial by combat against the fiercest warrior in all the lands. 'Twas a rough battle, but in the end the gladiator came out victorious. On another note, our system of law is close to being ruled out by another system called the royal system of courts. Many people are liking this system more because in every system, a crime has a trial and a hearing by a judge and a jury. Some punishments in this system can be as severe as burnt at the stake, or maybe just a fine. Who knows? Oh wait, the jury does.
That's right, Cameron. Now to talk about an important issue, inequality in the housing of people in our community. The difference in the housing conditions for the rich and poor is very concerning. The poor are living in tall, crowded wooden houses. Several families living together is not uncommon, and since they cannot afford to own a shop, they must do most of their work at home. This is why they can be very crowded. The houses also lean very dangerously. Local people even tell me about an apartment complex that leans so much that it touches the house across the street. There are some things that are common in almost all housing for both the rich and poor. Some of these things are that the houses were cold and dimly lit. The only heat came from a fireplace which caused the rooms to be filled with smoke. Back to talking about differences now. People with wealth in our community are mostly merchants. These people usually live on the second floor and with their business on the first floor. Their houses include a solar space where they can eat and talk. Vote on my MySpace page if you think this is fair or unfair. Back to you, Corey.
The town guilds are currently looking for some more members. If you don't know what a guild is, they're organizations of people in the same craft or trade. Guilds are very important because they provide protection and help to their members, and they maintain high standards. They also help all of you non-members because the guilds make sure that their members are selling top-of-the-line items. For all those kids out there, it's not easy to become a guild member. First, you must become an apprentice at around the age of 12. After years of hard work, you must make a masterpiece to show off your skills. If the guild approves your masterpiece, you're in.
On other news, a huge outburst of a new game called badminton is sweeping the nation. This has led to the decline of the wooden sword and lawn bowling. Back to Jordan and Cameron to talk about upcoming plays in the theater.
Tonight at the theater, we have two grand premieres showing. One is a mystery play telling the story of the creation of the earth. This play is called God's Most Beautiful Creation, and will begin promptly at 2 o'clock. Our second play will be showing at the theater at sundown, is a miracle play of the life and death of St. Peter. Critics are calling it a must-see. Even though the church will tell you not to attend, think, what better way to learn about our faith and religion than seeing it for yourself?
That's all for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to CCNJ News Network. We'll see you next week.